This game, I tell you, it's going to feel like a playoff game. The top two quarterbacks in the league in passing yards in Goff and Mahomes, and one of the better defensive rosters in the league on the Rams sideline. That said, as you see here, they haven't been playing like it in the teens in a lot of categories, and they are actually lower than that in the last 3 games. Kurt Warner, they are averaging 34 points allowed since week 8. How do you see that going with Mahomes leading the charge on the other side of the ball?
Well, I mean, you look at those numbers, and as you said, the roster looks better than they've been playing. But to me, the key to slowing down the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes is you have to get pressure on him. Their offensive line has been incredible this year. But if you watched the game last week against Arizona, it was actually closer than I expected it to be. And a big part of that was the pressure that they consistently got on Patrick Mahomes throughout the game. When you give him time, he has shown he's a big-time quarterback. He can read the field, and, of course, he can make all the throws. You have to rush that. You have to force him to hold the football longer than he wants by moving in the pocket or by making bad throws. Not very many teams have been able to do that. We know the Rams have the capabilities of doing that with those guys they have up front, but they've got to do it consistently on Monday if they're going to win this football game.
Chiefs offense averaging 35 points per game for the entire season. They have been so good. Another interesting quarterback matchup in the NFC North. We've got the Vikings, we've got the Bears, you've got Cousins, you've got Trubisky. This feels like a pretty big game for both quarterbacks, does it not?
Oh, I think this is a huge game, Lindsay, and exactly where both these teams wanted to be this year, but exactly why they went out and got the quarterbacks that they did. I mean, Minnesota went out and got Kirk Cousins to win the division. Here's a matchup with the Bears to take the lead in the division and to get to a Super Bowl and compete for a championship. And the same with Chicago. Remember, they traded up to get Mitch Trubisky, and this is exactly why. He's playing by far his best football of his career. They're putting up a bunch of points, and they brought him in and Matt Nagy in to win these kind of games against teams like Minnesota and that defense that they have assembled. So I think there's a lot riding on this game, not only for both teams, but for both quarterbacks as well.
Trubisky coming off a massive performance in Week 10. We will see if it's enough to put him in your top 5 of the week. That is still to come.
Yeah, Lindsay, that performance by Trubisky earned him some honors this week. He was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. But the young QB says he knows replicating that performance won't be easy. The Vikings defense has averaged 2 takeaways a game since Week 5.
Definitely going to challenge us. We know we're going against a great defense this week. Nothing comes easy against these guys, so we got to be on top of our A game as far as execution and just trying to keep them off balance. We want to dictate the tempo of the game and pick up everything they're throwing at us. We know they got a great pass rush and they're solid in all areas. It really just comes down to execution and having a great game plan this week and believing it and going out there and executing it. There's going to be a lot of adjustments on the fly. They're probably going to show up and bring some new looks, and we just try to study as much as we can, and we just got to get ready for a great challenge.
And for more on this one, here's Stacey Dales in Minnesota.
2 powerhouse defenses, Vikings, Bears, getting set for a showdown on Sunday night in a battle for first in the NFC North. Of course, all the buzz continues to surround Khalil Mack, his 7 sacks at the forefront of Chicago's top 5 unit. But the guy at the forefront of Minnesota's top 5 unit, that would be Danielle Hunter, now in year 4. And he continues to fly under the radar despite his 11.5 sacks. I asked his head coach, Mike Zimmer, what makes him special.
Well, he's a great athlete, number one. Great length and size and strength. And, he's a guy that doesn't think he's a superstar. He thinks he's one of the guys. He just tries to get better every single day. Now he's playing a lot more free.
While Coach Zim said that the humble Hunter has really come along in his development over the past year, Khalil Mack, he's a household name. Zimmer noting on Mack that he has added swagger to a defense that already had swagger, but most important, a physicality and an aggressive nature that he said has probably added to all of the other guys.